Hi, this is Jimmy Beach with Alien Skin Software. This video is part of our series on using Exposure's organizing tools. In it, I'll show you how to export images from Exposure. Exporting creates a copy of your photo with Exposure's edits applied, which you can then print, upload to social media, or use in an album design program. To begin, select the files you want to export. I'm going to select a few of the photos from this folder by holding down the Command key and clicking each image I want to export. Windows users, hold down the Control key instead. You have two different methods of exporting photos: Export or Quick Export. First, I'll demonstrate the export method. After selecting your images, open the Export window by right-clicking on one of the selected photos. Choose Export from the menu, or by pressing Command E on the Mac or Control E on Windows. There are a number of different export options to choose from in the export window. Let's go through them. The destination is the folder the photos will be exported to. Here are the top folder options. I'll choose one of the standard folder options, the Pictures folder. Whichever of these options you choose, Exposure enables you to create a destination subfolder for your exported photos. I'll create a custom subfolder in my Pictures folder and enter my client name. I'll also select the capture time naming template. To learn more about working with Exposure's naming templates, watch our quick tip video. Note the after completion option. This enables you to have Exposure perform a specific action after the export completes. You can have it automatically send photos to another app or external editor, reveal the photo in Finder on Mac, or File Explorer on Windows, or open a custom URL. I'll choose Reveal in Finder. After you have chosen your export destination folder, use Exposure's File Naming section to control how your exported images are named. Exposure gives you the same naming options here as those I demonstrated when naming my subfolder. I'll choose Custom Text and enter my client name, as well as a sequence. I can also choose how to have Exposure react if any files of the same name already exist. I'll choose the Ask What to Do option. The File Settings section allows you to configure the file type and output color space. When you choose JPEG, you'll see a quality slider appear. Low values result in smaller, lower quality files. We recommend setting it at the high end of the range. The TIFF options are compression and bit depth. In the compression list, ZIP adds lossless compression, but may not be compatible with all applications. None is no compression, and Original uses the compression method of the original image. The bit depth options are 8 or 16 bits per component. 16 bits gives you higher quality and larger file sizes. Use 8 bits for compatibility with older applications. The original file type exports using the same format as your original image. When you use Original to export a RAW file, Exposure writes a copy of the RAW file to the destination folder, and with it, a sidecar file that contains all of Exposure's settings for the photo. This is useful for importing into another application, such as Lightroom. Most of Exposure's visual edits aren't accessible to other applications, but some metadata and crop settings are usable. Color space controls the color space for TIFF and JPEG files when they are exported. Use sRGB for files that will be used on the web. Adobe RGB and ProPhoto RGB are for high-quality situations like print work. If you're planning to print your exported photos, add output sharpening to compensate for ink spread. Start with a low sharpening amount because it provides noticeable but not dramatic sharpening and is effective for most photos. A small sharpening radius will sharpen only fine details like hair. A wide radius will sharpen larger details and can be used if the print is to be viewed at a distance. The media type list will set an appropriate radius for your paper type. The Metadata section controls whether information embedded in your image file, such as camera settings and copyright info, will be included with the images you export. The Watermark Selector allows you to add text or a logo to your photo on export. Watch our tutorial video for details on designing watermarks. Image sizing is the last section. Check the Resize to Fit box to resize your image or images. Enter either the new horizontal or vertical dimension, and Exposure will calculate the other one. You can choose between pixels, inches, and centimeters. Note that Exposure will not enlarge your image. For that, use our resizing application BlowUp, which is part of the Exposure bundle. You can match the orientation, which means the height will be automatically swapped as necessary to match the portrait or landscape orientation of the image being exported. When you've set it how you like it, you can save your settings as a new image sizing preset. In addition to specifying image dimensions, you have other resizing options. Long edge constrains whichever is the longer edge of the image, be it portrait or landscape. Short edge operates similarly but with the short edge. Megapixels limits the total number of pixels by shrinking the image until its width times height is less than the specified value. Percentage reduces the image's width and height to the specified percentage. When you've selected your options, press the Export button to start your export. Now we're back in the grid view. Here's a small window showing the export progress. While the export is happening, you can continue to use Exposure. Just drag the progress bar out of the way and continue working. Because I chose Reveal in Finder as my after completion option, when the export is complete, Exposure opens the Finder folder with my exported images. Now we'll look at the Quick Export method. Quick exports enable you to export different image recipes. This greatly speeds up the export process. Save variants for the web, publishing, and more, each with different settings and in different folders with a few mouse clicks. After selecting the images you wish to export, press either Command-Shift-E on the Mac or Control-Shift-E on Windows, or choose File Quick Export to open the dialog. You'll see a number of profiles already set up for you, each with different settings in 5 different categories. Click the profile you want to use, or press 1 through 9 on the keyboard to run the corresponding profile. To run multiple exports in one operation, press 0, or click Select Multiple. Then select the profiles to use and click the Export button. You can also select a profile directly from the Quick Export menu dropdown. It's easy to create your own export profiles or modify existing ones. In the Preferences dialog, you can create, reorder, edit, and delete your Quick Export profiles. That's it for exporting images. Check out our series of editing videos to learn how to create beautiful images in Exposure. Thanks for watching.